Now coming to the local mesh settings. So what I'm going to do is, in order to create a local mesh setting, you need to just right click on this mesh group or mesh branch and say insert. In this we are going to see method. So the first option is method. So in the method, first you need to select the geometry. So I'm going to select the total body and say apply here. And here by default the method of meshing is set to automatic. We have two types of we have different methods like tetrahedrons, hex dominant, sweep and multi-zone. A mesh dominated by tetrahedron elements will be created. Likewise, hex dominant means a mesh dominated by hexahedral elements is going to be created. Likewise, multi-zone means it creates a free mesh where it is a combination of tetrahedrons, hexahedrons and other type of elements. So you can directly leave this particular option to the automatic mesher, or otherwise you can just add a manual setting so that you can select what type of mesh you are going to require. And then the next local control is you can just right click, say insert and go to the sizing. So instead of changing the size to the overall body, if I want to change the size at a certain feature, I can use this local controls. If I want to change the element size here only on this particular line, I'm going to select this line and I'm going to say apply, and I can give this an option. So here by default the element edge length is 0.84 inches, but I want to change it to some 0.2 inches. So I can just type in the element size. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to generate the mesh to show you the effect. So once I generated the mesh, see here the mesh density is remaining same here, but what happens when this particular mesh is coming to this line, it has been refined because of the element edge length, that element size that I have provided to this line through localized mesh control. Then the next one is we can right click, say insert, and we can go to this refinement as well. So if you want to refine mesh on any feature, or if you want to refine mesh on any part throughout an assembly, you can use this refinement. Here we have three refinement levels: the refinement level 1, refinement level 2, refinement level 3. So based upon these three refinement levels, the refinement of the mesh is going to occur. See, for example, I'm going to just show you, the mesh here. So at this particular line you can observe there is a coarse mesh, but I want to refine this particular mesh. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this refinement and select this particular edge. Instead of face, I'm going to select only this edge, and once I select this edge, I'm going to press apply, and I'm going to give the highest level of refinement, which is 3. So 3 means maximum number of elements will be created with these settings. 1 means minimum number of elements will be created with these settings. So I'm going to just enter 3 and press enter, and I'm going to generate the mesh. And you can see carefully, if you observe carefully, you will be able to see that a lot of refinement has occurred at this line only, and other areas the refinement is not done. So likewise you can also decrease the refinement. I have decreased the refinement to 1, and I'm going to just update the mesh. I'm going to update the mesh. See here, when I have a refinement setting of 3, I had a more finer mesh, but here I am having a refinement level of 1, I have a coarse mesh. With whatever the options that you have learnt, let us say the global settings as well as the local settings, you will be able to efficiently create meshes for a number of problems. But if you want to create meshes for very high-end geometries, then you are going to need to learn how to generate efficient meshes and other advanced options which are a course onto themselves. In the next lecture, I am going to tell you about what are the different mesh metric systems that are used to quantify the quality of the mesh generated on the geometric body, and we are also going to see where we can access those options inside Ansys Workbench.